Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to take a ball on the rise on your backhand. On the rise, so important for your level of play to keep rising. On the rise is simply when you're hitting the ball as it's coming up off the ground. So rather than on the fall or at the peak, after the ball bounces, if it bounces very close to you, it'll be rising, and you want to be able to kind of take it as a short hop and play that ball at the highest kind of belly button height and be able to drive that ball back rather than backing up, especially if the ball is coming in from a high point. When it bounces, it's going to bounce back up over your head, and that happens all the time. You see it, recreational players make that mistake all the time. So if the ball is going to land deep, you don't want to back up. Even if it's high, it doesn't matter, because every high ball bounces, so even high balls become low when they hit the ground. So when they're on the ground, they're low, it's no longer high, so crowd the bounce. So that's the first tip, is you want to crowd the bounce. Ball's coming in high, don't back up, because if you back up, then the ball bounces up over your head, and then you have a really hard time handling it, especially on the backhand. So when the ball comes in deep, you're going to take the ball right off the bounce. The second idea, and I'll demonstrate, is you want to drop your racket with the ball. So as the ball is dropping, you want your racket to be dropping. That way, the moment the ball bounces, you're right there to hit it. If you take your racket back, even if you take it back early and you're prepared, if you wait for the ball to bounce to then begin swinging, it's too late, because by the time the ball bounces, as soon as it bounces, it kicks up over your racket, you swing and you don't get to the ball in time. So you want to match the flight of the ball with your racket, and you'll see that in just a second. And last is, you don't want to lift this ball. Incidence equals reflection. The ball wants to come up off of your racket. So you need to think of driving on the rise balls and on the rise ball low over the net. It doesn't have to have a ton of topspin. You're just trying to hit it back low. I don't care if you hit down the line, cross court, just keep that ball low. All right, let me show you what it should look like. You can see that I'm staying right where the ball is going to bounce. I'm not moving away from the bounce. This is what people normally do. And then the ball bounces way up over their heads. Crowd the bounce. And if it's out, just call it out. Out. I'm allowed to hit it after it bounces out. The second thing is, you'll notice my racket is dropping with the ball. I'm not staying up here, and then when it bounces, I'm swinging. It's too late. Wind's kind of playing tricks with the ball. And then last, I'm trying to keep the ball very low over the net. I'm gonna have to just stay up here, because the wind is keeping the ball from reaching the baseline. And now for you one-handers, this is what the one-hander should look like. I'm not a one-hander, so I'll do my best, but this is what it should look like. So if you have a ball machine, I use the slinger bag. I love it. If you have a friend who can feed you balls, go out and practice and set it so that the ball is going to land very near the baseline, and then hold your ground. Crowd the bounce, stay right next to the bounce, because that's when the ball is going to be low. If you move away from it, especially if it's a high ball, When you move away, then the ball has a chance to bounce back up over your head. Drop your racket with the flight of the ball. So try to match the flight of the ball with your racket, then you'll be right there to hit it. And then try to aim low. You work on your on-the-rise backhand and you improve it. There's no doubt. You're gonna gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.